Good morning, Pilgrims. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to keep the weight down in your pack. You'll hear over and over again experienced people on the Camino tell you to try to keep your weight down to 10% of your body weight. So that's pretty easy to figure out if you do math. It's if I weigh, like right now I weigh between 148 and 150, so I want to keep my pack under 15 pounds. I usually keep my pack down to 12, 13 pounds. That includes water and food. So since I weigh almost 150, my pack, including water and food, wouldn't want to be more than 15 pounds. It's not as hard as it sounds. You just need to give up some of the things that maybe you think you want, but maybe you don't need on the Camino. So I'm going to give you just a few tips and ways that I've found to keep it down. The first thing is, women, cut your hair short. Cut your hair really short. I usually get a pixie right before I go on the Camino. That means I don't have to drag along shampoo, conditioner, hair product, hairspray, any of that. I'm just free. I wash it, shake it, and go. I don't even have to take a comb or a brush when my hair is cut that short. I just towel dry it. If your hair is long and you don't want to cut it, braid it. Just get it wet in the shower and braid it and leave it alone. So not taking all of those shampoo, conditioner, hair products really will save you a lot of weight. Even the small travel sizes do add up. The second thing is no cosmetics. For 6 weeks while you're on the Camino, just go natural. Don't wear mascara, don't wear eyeliner, don't wear face makeup. And most of all, please do not take perfume. You're going to be staying in close quarters with other pilgrims, and a lot of people are allergic, and someone with perfume on can just make the day and night miserable for the other pilgrims. So please, leave your perfume at home. Men, leave your aftershave and cologne at home. Men are actually worse than women when it comes to fragrance. They just pile on all this cologne, and damn, your eyes just water when you get near them. They think that it makes them attractive, but it really doesn't. It makes women want to go like this because you smell so bad, you can't get close enough to you without your eyes watering and starting to cough. So leave your perfume and your fragrances at home, and that's less weight there, okay? Another thing you can do, ladies, is don't shave your legs. Then you don't have to take a razor, right? So at the end of the Camino, after 6 weeks, you look like a hairy bear. Who cares? We all look like hairy bears. Just let her go natural. Save that weight. Men, don't shave for 6 weeks while you're on the Camino. Have you always wondered what you'd look like with a beard? Beards are in style right now. Instead of taking a razor, you can save weight, and you can use the local shops to get your beard trimmed every now and then. Support the local economy. That's a good way to save weight. Don't take lotion. You don't need lotion on the Camino. You can use olive oil and you can use butter, and both are free along the Camino. You can grab extra at dinner. You can go into the little stores and buy tiny packets of both, and both make really wonderful skin conditioners. So no need to take heavy lotions. Don't take sunscreen. Instead of that, wear a hat with a brim and carry an umbrella. I have an umbrella. I don't have an umbrella. Let me start over. I use an umbrella on the Camino. I usually wait till I get to Madrid or Pamplona, and I go to one of the tiny shops and I buy an umbrella. I can always get one for 8 or 10 euros. They're really excellent quality. They're not the folding kind. They're the long ones that just you push a button and they open up usually. I usually figure out a way with a little bungee cord to put it on my backpack strap, or sometimes I carry it. It's not really that hard. They're good both for sun and for rain, so they're good in all kinds of weather, and it keeps me from having to carry sunscreen. I just find the umbrella more useful. Multi-use things are really good on the Camino. For deodorant, I've used 2 different types of deodorant on the Camino. One is like a deodorant stone, a crystal. I usually break it into smaller pieces and just take a small piece because you don't need the whole dang crystal on the Camino. The other thing is just to get a travel size of your deodorant and carry that. You can usually pick those up at the dollar store or at drugstores. The other thing that I've done and I really like is to take a roll-up deodorant, cut it off, and smash it down into a smaller container. And I'm going to put a picture up here so you can see. In the old days, those of you who are my age or older, we didn't have roll-up deodorants. We had it as a paste, and we would just put it on our hands and then put it under our arms. And this is the same idea. You just take one of those roll-up deodorants like Secret, smash it into a smaller container, and it's a lot less, there's a lot less weight, and it lasts a long time. You don't even need to fill a little container. Toothbrush and toothpaste. Some people go as far as to saw the handle off their toothbrush to save weight. I just get a lightweight foldable brush or a travel brush at the drugstore, and I take a little travel toothpaste. You can get them at the dollar store or any drugstore. You can get them all along the Camino if you run out. And if you really want to save weight, you can just use salt on the Camino and not worry about it at all. It'll toughen your gums. Floss, tooth floss. Ask your dentist. They often have samples, and they're little, and you can also get little tiny travel containers of floss. I do like to take some duct tape on the Camino, but I don't want to take a big heavy roll. So what I do is I buy a roll, and then I wrap it around my walking sticks many times. So I use duct tape on the Camino for different things, usually to hold my shoes together till the end. But if you just wrap it around each pole, you can buy duct tape in bright colors too. So you can put a bright color on your poles, and it's harder for someone to take it off, and that kind of marks those poles that those are yours so people don't get them mixed up. Plus, then you have the duct tape with you. For the medicines that you take or the first aid items, honestly, you don't need to take a lot. There is a pharmacy in every village. So what I usually do is take something small like this container. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. I'm looking at my blog and I'm trying to record this at the same time. In a container this size, you can put a couple of Band-Aids. You can put a tiny roll of tape and one gauze. I don't like popping blisters. I think it leads to infection, but if you want to take a needle and thread, you can put that in here. You can put some pins in here, safety pins in here. Try making up a tiny kit in one of these bottles. And if you don't have medicine bottles like this, ask your mom or your grandma or ask an elderly neighbor. I'm sure they have plenty. Or go to a nursing home and ask them, and they're going to have plenty of disposables. Or even go to the pharmacy and ask them if they have any empties. For soap, I usually just take for soap, I use Liggett's shampoo. I'll buy a Liggett shampoo bar. Instead of carrying liquid shampoo that's going to spill in my backpack, I'll cut that Liggett's shampoo bar in half, and a half bar will last me for 6 weeks for both washing my hair and washing my body. So then I don't have to take soap. And I have one of those little plastic, inexpensive soap containers, soap dishes that I carry my soap in. I have one for my bath soap and one for my laundry soap. For laundry soap, I use Fels Naphtha, which you can still buy in a lot of places. I take about a quarter of a bar of that. Once you're there in Spain or in France, you can buy them also there. But you don't need to carry a whole bar. That's too heavy. You need about a quarter of a bar, and that'll last you the whole Camino. If you're washing your clothes in washing machines, you do not need to take soap for the washing machines, because when you pay for using the washer, the soap is almost always included. And if it's not, just throw your stuff in warm water, because probably there's enough soap left in there from other people using it that it's going to give your clothes a good wash. Don't carry a laundry soap. For laundry, I take about a dozen big safety pins, the bigger safety pins like this. You can carry them in something like this. I have some little plastic containers that pop off. I don't know if I have it in here or not. No, I don't. Anyway, they're little plastic pop tops. You squeeze the top and it pops off. You can buy them on Amazon. They come in tiny ones too, like this, for small pills and things like that. But I carry those. I also carry an elastic clothesline. I got it on Rick Steves and I love it. It's braided, and you can actually make one if you want. Just braid some heavy elastic. But I like that one because it's got, on the ends, it's got Velcro, so I can put it side to side on my bed all the way across and hang my clothes from it, and it gives me some privacy. Plus I can hang my clothes and let them dry or air out at night. I really, really like that. As far as clothing, to keep the weight down on clothing, you know, there are things that people take that you don't need. You don't need 10 pair of socks. You need like 3 pair of socks. One to wear, one to wash, and one just in case. Same thing with underwear. 3 pair of underwear is enough. You don't need a heavy jacket. Unless you are walking in the middle of winter, you do not need a heavy jacket. Even if it's cold and raining, here's how I would dress on a cold day. I would put on an undershirt made out of silk, bamboo, polyester, some type of warm undershirt with long sleeves. On top of that, I would put a short sleeve shirt. On top of that, I would put a fleece. And if it's really cold, on top of that, I would put a really featherweight windbreaker or my Altus poncho. Okay? I'd put a hat on. You can get a wool beanie or a featherweight fleece beanie. I might or might not carry gloves. It just depends on when I'm walking. Because even if it's cold, once you get up and start walking, within 10 minutes, you're going to start pulling those layers off. You're going to start sweating and you're going to be hot. So, you know, a windbreaker, featherweight windbreaker is all you need, unless you're going on a winter Camino, in which case it's a total other scenario. But I just wouldn't take heavy things like that. I don't carry heavy shoes. For showering, you do need something for showering, because remember, thousands of pilgrims have gone through these showers. They don't get cleaned every day. So just wait till you get there and pick up a pair of flip-flops, you know, or go to the dollar store and get a pair of flip-flops. That's all you need. You don't need any special shoes. Nobody dresses up for dinner. I mean, the locals do, but the pilgrims don't. They wear whatever they wore on the road. So there's no need to dress up for dinner. A lightweight sarong or scarf, and I posted one of those on my Facebook page. They're really nice. You can pick those up really cheaply in Spain at the China shops. They're huge, and you can wrap them around you a few times if you're going to the shower. You can wear them around your neck and over your head if it's cold to keep the wind off. If it's hot, you can wrap them around your legs or around your shoulders to keep the sun off. Those are really good. But other than that, really, you just don't need to carry a lot of things. As far as pants or a walking skirt, 2. That's all you need. 1 to wear and 1 to wash. And I think this year I may just be taking 1 Maccabee skirt so I can carry even less. I might take a pair of walking shorts because I will be there as the weather gets more hot. What else? Things you don't need, okay? You don't need a can opener. Almost all the tin cans that you buy along the Camino have a pop top. Tuna cans have a pop top. Everything I can think of has a pop top. So you don't need a can opener. And if you need one, you pick one up there. You don't need forks and knives and spoons. You don't need a sharp knife. You can pick up a knife when you get to Spain. Spain has the best knives in the world, half the price that you would pay here. So you can get a nice folding knife or sharp knife, because you'll need one for cutting bread and cheese and meat. But just wait till you get there and get it, and get yourself a nice little folding knife in one of the shops there. Support the local economy. Forks, spoons, knives, I would take a plastic set maybe, or take a spork if you really want to take something. A spork is like it's about this long, and it's got a knife on one end and a spoon fork on the other. You can pick them up at REI, or go to McDonald's and get some plasticware and take that, or pick some up in Spain. It's all over the place. You don't need cups and plates. You don't need those. If you're cooking in the albergues and you find that there are not things to hold your food in the albergue, you can pick up paper plates, or you can go to a China store and just pick up a plastic plate to carry along there. Same with a bowl or a cup, or save your cup from coffee in the morning. You don't need pots and pans. A lot of the albergues do have pots and pans. In Galicia, they won't have pots and pans. They did originally stock pots and pans, cutlery, dishes, Now they don't, and the reason they don't is not because they're cheap, it's because pilgrims would steal them, so they finally just gave up and said forget it, and I don't blame them. So if you think you're going to cook in Galicia, think twice, or just have sandwiches. You don't want to carry around pots and pans, that's too much to take. You don't need to carry around a stove, unless you're camping, really. And then I'd get something like a Jetboil or something that really cooks fast. What else don't you need? You don't need heavy gloves. You don't need boots. Yeah, you don't need gaiters, really. You don't need, I guess you do need rain. You need some kind of rain gear. I use an Altus poncho. I find it lightweight and it keeps me warm. I can use it as a blanket. But if you do take rain gear, try to find something that's lightweight. You don't need anything heavy. If you're using an Altus, you don't need a pack cover. If you don't have an Altus, you will need a pack cover. Anyway, those are some of the things that I can think of that you really don't need. So I hope this has helped. It's getting kind of long, so I'm going to stop here. If you have any notes, you can put them underneath this video, and I'll add some photos in here that might help you a little bit. Yeah, so that's it. Have a good day and have a buen camino.